Now, back to that extraordinary Australia Day news I mentioned at the start, how things are now so bad that you can be arrested for carrying the Australian flag on Australia Day. Now, Frank Strazdins and Di Thorley, they went to Melbourne City on Australia Day, dressed to celebrate this great country. The Australia Day march had been cancelled, of course, but they still saw the 21-gun salute and posed with a soldier. They were sad not to see one Australian flag at Federation Square or at the Town Hall. And even sadder about the graffiti on the tram, burn the colony. Now, Di then ducked into a shop as Frank Strazdins awaited, and, well, let me get them to tell you about it. Frank, what happened then?
Well, whilst I was standing in the middle of Swanston Street waiting for Di to get out of the dress shop, I heard a lot of noise and music and chanting. So I walked out to the middle, and there, 100 metres away towards Burke Street, was thousands of flags, Palestine flags, Aboriginal flags, chanting, singing. And within 2 minutes, a police officer approached me and said, "You are under arrest for inciting a riot." I said, "What? How?" He said, "Well, your flag's on your head." I said, "Today is Australia Day, and I've just returned from the Shrine of Remembrance 21-gun salute." And he started to walk me off the middle of the road.
And these flags he's taken exception to?
These are the ones I had on my head.
The very ones you got there?
Yep. And my partner, Diane, was in the shop. She had them on her head as well. And we had them on all day. And we only saw 2 other flags in 4 hours.
And in all this time, right, no one else had taken exception to your flags, right? You walked through the street.
Thumbs up a few times.
Thumbs up.
Yes.
You went to the 21-gun salute with the flags.
Did, yes.
No problem there.
Oh, none at all.
Did people like your flags?
It was like I could feel what movie stars are like. People wanted our photographs, and that really surprised me and Di. And we thought, how great is this? And even 2 professional photographers came and took our photos. It was just brilliant.
But the thing about that part of the story is they took your photo because you were unusual having an Australian Day.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's the scary thing.
Yep.
But back to the police officer. You've got these flags. No one else is taking exception to them. People think they're rather cute. The policeman has threatened to arrest you. What happened then?
Well, I did advise him that Diane was in a dress shop, and I walked straight towards it, and he was on my side all the way. And I got to the counter where Diane was, and I tapped her on the shoulder, and she turned around, and I said, "Di, I'm under arrest. I've been incited for starting a riot." And Di turned around and said, "What?" And the police officer said, "There are 30,000 people out there, and this is the problem."
No, but this is the thing, though. Frank was the problem. He was the problem for wearing Australian flags on Australia Day. I would have thought the problem is the 30,000 people allegedly who caused a riot.
Absolutely.
About it, don't you think? Were you gobsmacked to hear this?
Well, I was. He was a big guy, the police officer, but he came up to me and he said, "Do you know there's 30,000 people out there?" I didn't even know they were there. And I said, "What, 30,000? I said, "I had no idea." And he seemed to back off then. He wasn't as angry. And Frank had said that we wanted to go to South Bank for something to eat and drink. So he said, "All right," he said, "if you take your flags off," he said, "and look after yourself and cut through the side streets to get across to South Bank."
So, Frank, in Australia today, you have to remove any sign of your flags, cut through the back streets, so sneak like a rat through the back streets to get a drink and a feed because you like Australia so much you got your flags.
Well, once I started walking, I really started to stress. I felt really disappointed. I was gobsmacked as to what happened. I did walk out the shop and I stood there and they had their eye on me for another 5 minutes before I parted underneath through the arcades, under the railway station to get to South Bank.
It's weird, isn't it? Like, here we have the officialdom of this country siding with those who hate it so much that attack Frank and you for having these flags rather than protect your right to have them.
True. You've got no right against 30,000. I still can't believe what we've gone through.
Well, Frank Strazdins and Di Thorley, thank you so much for your time, and let's see if we can get a reaction. This can't happen again. Thank you very much.
Totally. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.